Anyway, so Kevin, you recently have been on the USA Rugby Olympian team, right?
USA
Wheelchair
wheelchair
rugby.
rugby team. It's a Paralympic team, and that's important because the Paralympics and the Olympics are different, but ultimately it's the same goal: win a gold medal. Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I was on the USA wheelchair rugby for the duration of the. Oh my God, I can't even think years right now. It's time is time is feel. I
Yeah.
guess it was 2019 to 2019, but
Still, man.
it was like the very beginning of 2019 and the very end of 2019. So it was just for that one year. Whereas some years it's like it could be 2019, 2020, or 2021, depending on when the tryout starts and
Mm-hmm.
when the next tryout begins.
Right.
Because you're ultimately on the team until the you're cut, essentially.
Yeah. And the reason you were off the team too wasn't even because you were cut. It was just because of complications.
Yeah, and to be fair, and this isn't to take away from any of the people that made the team, I could have still gone out there and been cut.
Right.
Like that could have happened. However, I was in the hospital, and I can't hate on anybody or anything. Ultimately, I gotta stay committed to keeping myself healthier, and especially during COVID, I think this is a great time to really take on that challenge head on.
It really is.
Um, but yeah, like I don't want to take away from anybody that made the team. I remember when I first made the team and it was amazing, and I had a great tryout and I definitely deserved it. And I'm sure the people who made it over me had a great tryout as well
Mm-hmm.
and deserved it.
Well, here's the thing though, is like, I mean, I have really haven't seen you play rugby so much, but I've seen the way that you just like run into people consistently. Like if we're just messing around, like and seeing that type of mentality, like it makes me think that you'd be real good at that sport.
Do you want to know what's funny? It's not my. I mean, don't get me wrong. Running into people is fun, but I'm one of the, at least not at the top like Paralympic level, but at least at the club level, and even then at like the tryout level, it's really just that top level. I'm one of the shiftier players that doesn't run into people. I juke people.
Nice.
I'm elusive. I'm like a Darren Sproles type. I'm pretty small. Like most of the people I'm playing with are like 6'2", 6'3", sub 6'6", 6'7", just quadriplegics in chairs, but they're still tall.
Yeah.
Like it's funny. The two shortest people in the team, other than where it was this guy named Alex. So got like full core, like full able-bodied core, but he's got like little arms, like up to here,
Mm-hmm.
and he's got little legs.
Yeah.
So he's really short because of that. And then the next shortest guy I think was Chuck Aoki, he's kind of the superstar of the sport.
Mm-hmm.
He's verified on Instagram. He's sponsored by all these companies. I don't know if he's sponsored by Dick's anymore, but I'm pretty sure he used to be. No, he's sponsored by the Hartford. And he had a sponsorship with some big company that he put up a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
But anyway, but he's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, for sure.
Big deal in the sport. Right now, like the way he's been playing in the past year, you can make an argument that he's the best player in the world.
Of all time, or just in the world?
Not all time. All time is Riley Bad of Australia, who also still has that argument.
Right.
But right now, Chuck has been playing on like an amazing level, and USA's won like I think 3 of the last 4 competitions. I don't know, but they've won we've been winning a lot, and he's real. You can make the argument that he's number one, and then what makes USA really good is we have a lot of depth. It's not just Aoki. There are other players like Josh Wheeler, Chad Cohn, Lee Fredette, Joe Delgrave, Jeff Butler. Obviously, these names don't ring a bell to the audience, but they are all very good players at this certain sport that are either the best at their position or maybe the second best.
That's really cool. And most of them are Americans, right? You said.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's great to see that we're taking up a sport, that like isn't very popular in America, but we're still making a lot of strides in it, which is pretty great.
Oh yeah.
Because like football doesn't seem very feasible for wheelchair football. Does that exist?
Do you know what? There is actually a wheelchair football league coming soon, but
Oh, that's cool,
dude,
That's so cool.
it's cool, but like, and don't get me wrong, it's great if play it, cool. But if I'm not mistaken, I think it's like just like two-handed touch.
Oh, really?
And
Well,
it
yeah,
and
it's
I
actually
feel like
painful.
it just loses the charm at the two-handed touch. Because in rugby, we're actually like we're steamrolling into people.
I
Like,
love
we
that.
hit other people.
I love that.
And it's so fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's very aggressive. It's awesome. If you were to get into the sport, I would recommend checking out the 2016 gold medal game between Australia and USA. That's one of the best. That's just a great sporting game of any sport, and probably the best wheelchair rugby game. Um, it's exciting. That game's exciting. We unfortunately lose, but
Hmm.
it in terms of exciting entertainment. I think it was a double overtime game.
Wow.
Like
That's
gold
awesome.
medal, like 4 gold medal. Like, can you imagine the nerves that would go on?
I know,
those
right?
People's minds.
That's just a great moment in sports right there.
Yeah.
It's super cool. You also played a little bit of basketball as well. I know that.
Yeah, I was kind of good at basketball, but yeah, ultimately I was always better at rugby don't and I basketball actually started first and I played for much longer because wheelchair rugby doesn't have a junior league
Mm-hmm.
like basketball does. Like basketball has a league, a prep league, a varsity league. That's the prep is like essentially preschool. Could have a preschooler. Could even have like a 3-year-old in it if you really.
Wow.
But
That's awesome.
but you're probably not gonna see players playing until like actually in the game until elementary school and then your last year is I think 8th grade.
Damn.
I know at
So, like,
least when I was younger.
Sorry,
it was
one
7th
second.
grade.
Like these kids that are like just starting out, like they're playing up against kids that are a lot older than them.
Oh yeah, there could be. And the thing is, so I think in both of wheelchair rugby and wheelchair basketball, there's these things called classification, and you're classified based on your disability. So for in basketball, because I'm a quadriplegic and I'm disabled in my hands, I'm a 1.0, and it's on a 1.0 scale to a 4.5 scale,
Mm-hmm.
and there's 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, etc. But you can only have 14 points on the floor. Now, in prep, that stuff isn't eliminated. So you could very well see a 2nd grader killing a 7th grader because he has more function than them.
Right.
And one of the reasons why I was very good, at least in prep and varsity, is that I was a 1.0 that was essentially as fast as all the 4.5s and
Right.
4.0. Not as fast, but I was, I held my own just fine.
Come on, man, you move pretty quick.
Yeah, and I'm pretty quick in rugby world too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was quick and I could play defense, and I was never an offensive player. That's okay. My hands are disabled. Do you know how hard it is to shoot with disabled hands? It's hard.
I know how hard it is to shoot with regular hands.
Yeah,
My shot is so broke.
yeah. Exactly. So that was always really tough for me. If I was scoring, I was probably scoring like 4-6 points a game. Nothing crazy. No, I actually I think I was either like I think I was an 8th grader or maybe a freshman at the time. I don't know. I was younger. I had a game where I had like a double double and I didn't score a single point.
Wow. Wow. That's ridiculous. So you more of like a rebounder?
I had
or-
like 15 rebounds, like 10 assists that game, like 5 steals, and like no
He's
points.
killing it. He's killing
I didn't
it.
shoot the ball once. It's because that team ran a press offense or a press defense,
Mhm.
and because even though I was disabled in my hands, I didn't turn over the ball
Yeah, that's
that
great.
much at that age. But at the same time, I don't have that like ability to where I can really like destroy people one on one. So what I did was I got the ball at half court and I held that and I waited for the best players to get open and I made that pass and it
Attaboy.
was so easy. It
Attaboy.
was easy money every time.
Love that. That's awesome. And I say that like I've seen you being like quick. It's just because like we went to high school. We've hung out for a long time. We've been friends for a while, and it's hard to maneuver. It's hard to get good at maneuvering like the chair in like that kind of a way. Like being able to stop on a dime, being able to just like to turn around super quick, or just like like just pick up speed really fast. At least I like whenever I was just messing around with it, like it's hard to get good at it. Like it's got a nice feel to it, but like having that skill to just be able to move on a dime is just impressive.
Yeah, it's kind of like gotta be really delicate, really fine movements. It's really fine movements. You gotta know exactly what you're doing in order for it to really be perfect, and it takes a lot of practice and a lot of time to get good at it. I've fortunately been in a chair. I mean, when I was younger, I used to walk, but I did start in a chair, not start in a chair, but like when I was younger and was rehabbing. So, I guess to start from the beginning
Yeah, let's
because
do it.
I'm about to bring this up.
Let's do it.
I got my disability when I was 1.5 years old. It was a disability called transverse myelitis, and it essentially a virus. Actually, for most people, a virus attacks their spine and then they get disabled. In my case, a virus didn't actually attack my spine. My immune system believed the virus attacked my spine when it actually didn't. So my immune system attacked my spine.
Right.
Yeah. So my body duped me. I got bamboozled.
Yeah, that's just awful. Like.
And then, but right now I'm sitting, I'm moving my arms, I'm doing just fine. I'm pretty muscular, can work out just fine. I see myself lifting weights bigger than many other people. But
got some big biceps. Go ahead and give a flex for the camera right quick, because these things
it's
are
a potato.
Huge. Yeah, these things are.
It's a potato. Can I see it?
Just a little bit more. Get the light angle. Get that light angle. Yes, sir. There
Like
it
that?
is.
Got it. When I was, but when I was initially disabled, I could only move my head and my right thumb. Everything else was completely immobile.
How old were you again?
1.5.
Oh, okay.
And which
So, do you have any memories of not being having that problem, or?
No, which honestly is a good thing because so many people in the rugby world that I do know have had other accidents like boating accidents or like car crash. Where they remember it, or just incidents where they remember everything from their life to where they could remember when they could walk or do stuff normally, pee normally, just a bunch of stuff normally that I've fortunately never really had to adapt like that. This is my normal life, so I've always been pretty comfortable in my own skin.
Yeah, I can always tell that.
Yeah, so but I've had it lucky in a sense that I've never had to adapt like that.
And that's great too. Like seeing the amount of confidence that you have just in yourself when like so many people get like beat up from like just even things like that aren't like mental problems. That people get on themselves for having like not being pretty enough or not doing whatever, being like too fat, too skinny, whatever you want to say. And it's just like you've always been just the person who's been very happy with who they are, very just positive, and that's the type of people that you want to surround yourself with. And that's just something that is awesome to see.
Thank you.
Oh, for sure, buddy. Absolutely. But also, what were we talking about beforehand? We were saying something
disability.
About disability. Yeah.
Disability.
Yeah, and how you ended up getting it. You were like 1.5. You didn't have to.
I was immobile.
Yeah.
I guess I'll just take it from here. I had to do a bunch of small rehab, which I don't really remember.
Sorry,
at
what did
all.
you say? I didn't even hear what you said.
Which I had to do a bunch of rehab.
Oh, okay.
Like from a small age.
Yeah.
I don't really remember a lot of it. I just know I went to Arlington Pediatric Therapy in Arlington Heights, Illinois. And they helped me just rehab. I used stuff like a stander. And when I was younger, I could walk better, and I really can't do that now. But the point is that I was able to rehab just fine.
Yeah.
I have some barriers, but
I mean, you've clearly surpassed a lot of the issues that the disabilities you've had. Like you're an amazing Smash Brothers player. Like you whoop my ass consistently, and your hands aren't even meant for the controller.
Goddamn right I do.
Fuck you. Fuck you. I was being nice. You don't got to do that shit. I'll still whoop you though.
Oh, you know me. I'm cocky.
Yeah, I know you are, little bitch.
I'm cocky when I want to be. I try to be humble.
Well, same here, but it's fun to be cocky.
Dude, so when I could stand up, I actually used to play stand-up baseball when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
I think from like 2nd to 4th grade, when I could do that type of stuff. Before my body kind of fizzled out before my legs fizzled out on me.
Yeah.
And that was, I mean, yeah, the pitchers pitched to me, but if I hit that ball, it was going to the outfield every
Yes,
time.
sir.
It was going to the outfielder
Yes,
in
sir.
between 2 people. Don't get me wrong, I'm disabled. I could not run for my life.
Yeah.
I was like the only one getting into double plays at that age.
Oh, you were still running for yourself?
Yeah, back then I could run, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. That's fucking dope. I thought that you had a pinch runner.
No. I ran the bases, and
Nice.
they stuck me in right field because right field is so easy to play.
Yeah, that makes
But
sense.
it also helped that I had a cannon of an arm
yes, sir.
compared to everyone else at that age.
With
so,
that
like,
bicep, with that fucking potato.
I specifically remember there was a play I made. I was going to field a fly ball. I fell because, of course, it makes a lot of sense. I fell in the wet grass at Mellis Park, and I crawled to the baseball, threw it to my second baseman, and then the second baseman threw home, and we got the dude out.
No way.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, we did not deserve that.
Well, I mean, you know.
But for a little league play, that's actually a really good play.
Yeah, that's great. That's heads up right there.
Yeah, like that's the one thing I had is that even though I couldn't run, I could still make throws like that. Not like.
Well, you made the right throw.
Yeah, I knew what I was doing.
Yeah, exactly.
When I was-
And there's plenty of people who are playing Little League that have no idea what the hell they're doing.
Here's the thing: I don't know what I'm doing when I do baseball anymore, I don't play baseball anymore. But when I watch baseball, or I actually used to play wheelchair softball too, but we're not going to go into that. That's a casual beer. I mean, I didn't drink beer when I played it because I played it younger, but it's a sport that you don't take competitive.
Kevin does not condone underage drinking.
I don't. but it's a sport that you don't play competitively. That's the point when I say
it's
beer
like 16
drinking.
inch.
Yeah, it's a sport you have fun, get with your buddies, blah blah blah, all that jazz. But yeah, like I probably knew what I was doing back then because baseball was like the first sport I really loved.
Mm-hmm.
When I was younger.
Same here.
Go White Sox.
Go Cubs.